Today on the podcast, we have the Crocodile Dundee of videography. We got Happy Feet.
A lot of people don't even know my real name. My real name is Ahmed, but I don't even tell people my real name.
Okay.
Because a lot of people would be trying to say the name, but they don't know how to say it.
Okay. That's kind of like my name too. Just like everyone says Ravis or Radish.
Yeah, people would sit there in the room for like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to say my name, and everyone will try to like compete with each other. Like, no, I know how to say it, and they'll try to say it and they'll fail. So I just like, as soon as someone gave me a nickname, I just ran with it. I didn't even give myself a nickname.
Where did Happy Feet come from? You're just a happy dude?
Honestly.
Or did you kill somebody? It's either the opposite, you know, like.
No, honestly, I would go into clubs and just dance. And mind you, like, I did not even know what Happy Feet was. I would just go into clubs and dance, and somebody was like, yo, that guy's like Happy Feet. And it just got picked up, and next thing you know, this person started saying it, the next person started saying it, and it got picked up across the city. And I would go to places, and everyone was like, you're Happy Feet, right? And I'm like, what? And then they're like, yeah. And I didn't know what it was. They're like, go look it up. And I looked it up, and oh, it's like this little penguin that dances all the time. And I was like, all right. I was like, it's nothing bad, you know, so I just ran with it.
It's sick, man. Yeah, actually, Wayne is the one that introduced me to you like a year ago. He's like, you know, Happy Feet would be amazing on the podcast because he has like so many connects with like artists, and he's got probably amazing stories of like the people that he's.
You said Wayne?
You know Wayne. So Wayne is Just Too Trill. He's the videographer who's always with me when I'm doing the hang bar.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, I always introduce him as one of the best men in the world, like in the streets of DuPont, because he is like just like a super grounded, chill dude. We talk on the streets for like 6 hours on a weekend, just talk about everything.
That's the best sometimes. You just be you and the boys, just talking about all kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, what's funny about it is that we don't plan on meeting up. We just always just run into each other
and just
the
have
same
this
spot.
like endless conversation.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have anything to do but hang out for the entire night.
Those are the best.
Yeah, it's just like organic candid moments. But I want to talk a little bit more about your upbringing and how you became this, you know, icon in videography.
Icon.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just getting my toes wet.
Yeah.
So honestly, I never thought I'd be doing photography. Like, it never crossed my mind. Like, a lot of people that you meet in DC that been doing photography, like, you have some great legends like Johnny Tsunami, who's actually my best friend / mentor. Chan, another guy named Life. Now, just all these great guys, you know, Tech, all these guys have like planned it and ran with it. For me, it just came out of nowhere. I wasn't even thinking I was gonna do it. I was in the Marine Corps, and I was getting transitioned out. And at the time, my ex-girlfriend, she had a camera. And I would always go to her house and I'd see her camera like on the stand. I just thought it was cool. Like, anybody sees a camera, they always want to touch it, see how it works, you know, mess with it. It's always like an intriguing idea. So I would go to my ex-girlfriend's house at the time when I was in the military, and I'd be like, hey, can you show me? And, you know, and she would, you know, give me the camera and tell me, okay, just press this. And like a lot of times, she would be having like, you know, some type of like photo shoot in the house, and she would tell me, okay, can you take these pictures of me? I already have the camera set up, just press this button. And when I would press it, the photo would come out fire, because obviously she already has the light up set up and everything. And I would look at the picture, I'd be like, yo, this is fire. Obviously, I just clicked the button. She's the one that did the settings and everything. And so I wanted to have a camera as just a way for me to do it as a hobby, because I thought it was interesting that my ex-girlfriend had a camera and I always wanted to learn, but I wanted my own camera. So I had went to Best Buy, and I opened up a credit line, a very big one. I used that credit line to purchase a Sony A7 III with a flash and just the basic stuff, a basic lens. And I had some type of plan when I left the Marines, but everything came crashing down the first week when I got out.
What happened?
So the plan, when anyone is getting transitioned out, whether it's Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, you go through a program that tries to prepare you for the civilian life. And so I went through that program, and they're supposed to help you get a job, you know, like not help you get a job, but show you like the way so you can go get a job. So that way when you get out of the military, you can have a job lined up. And so I was kind of struggling with, you know, a lot of vets, you know, when they get out, they struggle with finding their place, I guess, in the civilian world, because you're so used to being in the military.
Just being dependent on having an employer.
So when I got out, well, before I got out, a month before I got out, I went and I bought a new car. I was like, I'm gonna do Uber.
What kind of car?
It was a Nissan 22, and it was a Maxima. Yeah, Nissan Maxima 2022, and it was brand new. And I told myself, I said, I'm gonna do Uber, and then I'll probably do photography, even though like I didn't know how to even use a camera.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to use a camera. I just thought to myself, I'm gonna get a car, I'm gonna do Uber on the side. Like, it's so easy to say it, you know, instead of like actually implementing the idea. So it was easy to say it. When everyone was like, you getting out? Like, what you gonna do? I was like, I'm probably gonna do Uber. That's gonna be like $4K a month, and then I'm gonna do photography. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna make like maybe like $1,000, $2,000 a month from doing it as a beginner, and I'll be solid. I was like, I'm gonna be straight. So the first week, I go get my DD-214, which is your discharge paper, on a Thursday. Sunday night, I'm driving across like the Pentagon in the bridge, and this Mercedes from behind is speeding and just rams my vehicle from the rear. Like, I got hit like no diddy. Like, I got hit from the back so hard that my car like flew. Like, I don't know, like maybe, I don't know, like 50 feet or something.
Damn.
And
how fast do you think the car was going?
I have no idea, dude. I just know that, like, I did not even see it coming. I was just driving, and I just, like, it was so bad I could not walk for the next week. Like, my back, my neck, like, everything was just...
Especially and your crack?
everything was blue. I was cooked. So that happened. My car was totaled. Lucky for me, I had an old car that I couldn't use for Uber. So I had it like parked in a friend's house. And I was like, I'm gonna use the Nissan to do Uber. Now, I wasn't even doing Uber yet. I was still waiting for Uber to approve my application. And while that was going on, the car was already totaled, like from the rear, like the back doors were gone, the trunk was gone, the back tires were destroyed. They had to go into a shop, and my car was in a shop for like 6 months, bro. It was a bad shop. I was having back-to-back conversations with them about getting my car fixed.
So you were just doing Uber with a bicycle?
No, I wasn't even doing Uber at all, to be honest. I just literally got my Chrysler back, and I told myself, like, well, not that same week, but the following week, I had a friend offer me a job as a server. Now, this is like a long story, but when I was in the Marine Corps, I was already doing physical therapy because my shoulders were messed up, my back was messed up, I messed up my left wrist. So I was still having to go to the VA to continue the process, because when you get out, you can't still continue the physical therapy on the base. You have to go to the VA because now you're a civilian. You're no longer active duty. So I went to go try to do this job, and I did it for like 3 days, bro. I could not Like when I tell you, I would go in my car and I would be struggling to put my seatbelt on. I'd struggle to turn the steering wheel because my shoulders would lock, my wrists would just be hurting so bad. So I had to give the job up. And
did you at least get like an insurance check from the guy in the Mercedes dude who hit you?
So funny thing about these accidents, man, they had called me and they said, hey, you have Geico. The guy has Geico. He's claiming that you merged or something. Now, mind you, there's no cameras in the highway. There's no way they can get proof of this. There's no witnesses, you know. Now, the state trooper already gave this guy a ticket for following too close or whatever. I didn't get no ticket because I wasn't even doing anything wrong. So they said that he's saying this and you're saying that, so we're just gonna find neither of you guys are fault.
Wow.
But since he already has Geico, we're gonna cover you. Your insurance is not gonna go up because it's not your fault. And so that was it. I didn't get a check. I didn't get nothing.
You should have milked it, or at least said something like my neck, you know.
I don't know, man. I was.
I mean, you still have issues from that accident, right?
I mean, honestly, I feel like miraculously, dude, I feel fine.
I'm trying to help you, man. I want you to say, no, man, I'm still. All it takes is the right lawyer to see it. You know what I'm saying?
You want me to get up and be like,
yeah, he's never been the same, man. Look at the condition this guy's in. Come on, he needs your help.
Dude, I don't know. I like at that moment, my world was like falling apart.
I feel like that, you know, people getting to know you is really cool, but also stuff that they can learn, how they can apply it to their photography or like getting into the career.
No,
absolutely,
it's like, dude, absolutely.
It's an intimidating thing to just be like your own boss.
It is, man. Yeah, dude, I would get annoyed. Like people would see me accomplish something, and like they would see me backstage or on stage or like personally working with an artist, and they would message me like, "You're so lucky," like, "Oh my God," and I hate that word so much, like the lucky word, because obviously I can't forget where I came from, you know. Being homeless for 2 years and sticking to my guts, and people would tell me, go get a job, go get a regular job. And I would just be looking at my camera and I'm like, you know what, I can do this, you know. And like, at first, you know, because mind you, when I started doing photography in the city, I had only been in the city for like a year or less. So I wasn't very popular. A lot of people didn't even know who I am. So I would go into clubs, because that was the best way, the easiest way to get clients. And somebody would tell me like, hey, you can go in the club, take a picture of a celebrity during an event, post it, and maybe like some major people see it and you get noticed, you know. And so that's what I did in the beginning. So I would literally fight my way in the club. And mind you, I was kind of like still going through this like post-depressional phase when I was leaving the military. So I was like 113 pounds, dude. I was so skinny.
Yeah, soaking wet.
I was so scrawny, like you could just, and I'm gone, like, you know. And so I would go in the club and just squeeze in through people, like break my neck and try to get in there, and try to get that perfect shot. And people are pushing me, and I'm like fighting for my life in there.
Yeah.
And I would take the picture and go back to my car, and you know everyone would go back to their homes, and I'd go to my car, go in the back. And just sit, you know, lay down in the back seat, put my blanket on. You know, I had my 2 pillows in the back. I had my blanket. I put my blanket on and just, you know, I have my iPad and my camera, and I would transfer the photos over and just edit, watch YouTube on my phone, how to edit, how to do this coloration, do this edit. And that's what I did for a long time, you know, and like people didn't see that, you know. Like, people did not even notice, you know, and then, you know, eventually, like, little by little, you know, like, well, I wouldn't say little by little, I'm kind of, like, trying to humble myself, but, like, literally, I remember I started doing photography, like, in the summer of 2022, well, almost, like, mid-summer, and towards, like, November of that year, which was, like, literally about 3 months after I started doing photography, I got invited by this lady. her husband was an executive director for the show Wild 'N Out. And she booked me to come to New York. I have like zero experience. I barely knew what I was doing. And she booked me to go to New York to shoot a video for her and MTV and this and that. She let me use one of her cars. It was a nice Mercedes with a drop top. She put me in a nice Airbnb. And it was like surreal. I was like, dude, I was just sleeping in my car. Like, I mean, I was still sleeping in my car after that, but like the idea was that like we went from this to this, you know. And she paid me very good. I'm not gonna brag. Like, she paid me $1,000 for just being there for like one day shooting for her.
Wow.
Just very nice lady, dude. Amazing lady. Trying to open the doors for me and, like, you know, connect me to a lot of people. She was down here in DC doing an event. So that I didn't even talk about. I was at a club in DC taking pictures. This is like my second month doing pictures and photography in DC. And
you're just getting known by just like giving people your card or your number.
well, actually, dude, like, it's so funny. Till this day, like, you know, on a typical standpoint, when you look at a lot of artists, actors, models, they have like a plan, a marketing team, advertisement. I didn't have jack shit. I didn't even know what I was doing. I would go in the club and I would be like, dude, I would go in the club and I would have my Sony. Like, my settings will be out of whack. Like, I wouldn't even know what I'm doing. My brightness is off, my contrast is off, and I would bother photographers in the club. Like, Chan is a great photographer, Johnny Tsunami, one of my best friends. Like, just other photographers. I would see them in the club, and I would kind of like a little, like, penguin. I would just, like, wobble around and just be, like, all up next to them.
Yeah.
Bro, like, how do you, like, guys would go in the club trying to get girls and stuff.
Yeah.
I would go in the club.
Getting Sony settings.
And trying to figure out, like, how to do this. I'd be like, bro, I'm trying to, like, settings. And, like, the photographers would be like, hold my camera. And then they would take my camera and be like, and they would mess with the settings and fix it for me. And I did that for a while because I didn't know how to do the settings. All I knew was how to find a good angle and snap a shot. But to set up the setting, I had no clue what I was doing. I didn't know what an f-stop was. I didn't know what an ISO was. I didn't know anything like that.
Yeah.
With the lighting, if you're facing this way and you're in a room, you have to make the lighting hit that angle so I didn't know any of that. And so that was my thing for a while, dude. Like, and like, to this day, every single successful stop at my career in photography just kind of happened.
By accident.
It was never planned. Like, some people would be like, hey, come see me speak at this event. It's March 13th. I never had that. Like, I would be like, tomorrow's tomorrow, and I'm just gonna head out and see what happens.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm backstage. And to my right is like Ice Spice. To my left, it's like her manager. Across, like Lotto. And I'm like, hi Lotto, hi Ice Spice. I'm like, and then the people would see me post and they'd be like, oh my God, you're so lucky. Like, how did you? I'm like, dude, you asking the wrong man the question. Like, you're asking me how I get here. I don't know how I got here.
Yeah.
It just happened. Like, you know.
It was just because you were at the right place at the right time.
It could have been that, or it could have been just, I wouldn't say luck. I would just say, like, life sometimes just happens.
Just the right energy, or they just saw that you were a photographer. They're like, hey, we need you back here. Or they just like the smell of your curry deodorant, and they were like, let's get him.
Oh my God, my friend.
Yeah.
Come take my picture.
They wanted you.
You are the best photographer in DC. Oh my God.
They liked your buttered chicken. The smell of your buttered chicken cologne.
Honestly, it could have been any, like, this is not me trying to sound cocky. It could have been any photographer out there in the DMV. You have a lot of great talent, a lot of great photographers. Some are even better than me, like in Maryland, DC, Virginia, all across the DMV. It could have been any of those guys. I felt like it was just meant to be.
You know what? That's kind of, it reminds me of the mentality that I have when I'm just like doing anything. You know, like my main mentality is, someone's got to do it. Might as well be me. You know, like someone has to be working on that project with that artist. Might as well be me. Like, why am I not enough to do that. I am, so I should do it instead.
The thing is, because like I said, I had just started doing photography. I would look at other photographers and I would look at them as like these gods. Like I was like the guy across the street watching the Avengers fight.
Yeah.
Like I would see these photographers in DC and I'd be like, oh my god, look at that guy, he's Iron Man. Look at that guy, he's Superman. Like there's no way I could get like that. And it was just like consistency, you know, just go to the club every night, take pictures. And it was crazy because like in the beginning, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like a lot of promoters, like they like played in my face. Somebody got the word that I was homeless and they would like try to play me like.
Really?
They would go into group chats and be like, oh, don't book this person. Like they would be like, don't book this person. He'll charge $350. Just charge Happy Feet. He's homeless. He'll do it for like $100.
Oh wow.
And like somebody would send me like a screenshot of that, and I'd be like, damn. But at the time, dude, like I was under a lot of pressure that I was like, I let a lot of people like, you know, just kind of abuse me, like in a way, just
take advantage.
Yeah, because like I was in a very powerless place, you know. You know, it is what it is. Like life happens. I gotta suck it out. It's like that scene with what's that movie? Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith.
Okay.
He's in the bathroom of the train station with his kids sleeping next to him, and he's like putting his foot on a door.
Yeah.
And like the guy's like kicking the door trying to get in, and he just kind of like not wanting his kid to know. Like he's telling his kid like, oh yeah, we're just gonna sleep here. This is like a room, but the kid doesn't know. He thinks it's like a regular room.
Yeah.
But it's actually like a very humiliating place. So I was in situations like that, dude. Like I had a promoter tell me to shoot for him, and in return he was going to let me stay at his place. And
not even pay you.
Well, for me that was like a nice thing, you know.
Yeah.
In the beginning I'm like, you know what, I have nowhere to sleep. This is nice. So I went to his place, and I think he thought that I was going to take like maybe about a week to edit, and it took me only like a day. And when I gave this guy the edits, his energy just changed. Like he just like started giving me attitude. And then we were not even arguing. We were just having like this very like serious conversation. And he just got mad and threw things. And he was like, "Why are you fucking arguing with me in my house? I let you in my house, sleep in my house, and you arguing with me." And I felt this like sense of like humiliation in a way. I'm like, damn, like I'm a grown ass man, like, and I was like 28 at the time, I think.
28.
I'm like, damn, like I'm being bitched at by a guy.
Yeah.
You know, at his house because I got nowhere to sleep. Like
he didn't like the edit, like, or was it so good
no,
that
it was
that he was complaining that it was too good?
About the edits, it was like something totally else. Like this guy was like a weird. He was a weird guy. He would go around the city and tell everybody how he's the hottest promoter, how he's the biggest promoter.
I think I might know him.
It was all, bro. I think a lot of them say that. I think you would know. The biggest promoters will never tell you they're the biggest promoters. Like you go to Rose Bar, you work with those guys that are actually big. They will never tell you. They would never tell you in your face that they're. Oh, I'm the hottest promoter. Like never. Like I work with some great promoters from Rose Bar. Like, you know, you have AJ, you got Marlon, you have a lot of great names. Like they will never tell you that. You know, they just chill. It's like the small ones are the ones that go around.
Yeah, that's the loudest.
I'm the biggest promoter in the city. Like, bro, shut up.
So
Sit down. So that, you know, it's just like it was a very bad place that I was in at the time. I just sucked it up.
so he didn't like it. Like he just wasn't good enough. Or
No, nothing. It wasn't even the edits. It was just like a different topic. We're talking about something completely different.
Okay.
He just kind of got mad that I was trying to like, you know, we were talking about something and I was trying to educate him about it. And because he was wrong, his ego got kicked.
I see.
He was trying to like, oh, why are you trying to teach me? You correct me.
Yeah.
My house, like, this is my house. Like, I let you sleep in my house. And you're talking back. And I'm like, dude, we're having just a normal conversation.
Yeah. Damn.
You know.
I hate working with people like that. They can't take feedback.
No, they can't. And so it was just like, oh, whatever. And then he ended up like kicking me out in this very slick way because he was like, the dude came in the apartment and was like, he walked in, he goes, dude, I don't know if some people's IQs are so fucking low, dude. This guy walks in and he goes, yo, dude, you gotta go. My brother, his brother was autistic. Well, he says. I've never met his brother. If he is, I pray for him. But he was like, yo, my brother's autistic, and he just fell down the stairs, and my mom has got to take him to the hospital, and I gotta go meet him at the hospital. Now, mind you, like, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I've studied criminal justice in college, psychology. I was in the military. I've worked in intelligence. I've worked with the military police before for a long time. So I can tell when people are on bullshit. But this guy made it so obvious. He came in and said all of that. And I'm like, you're wearing fresh J's. You got a pair of jeans on. Not regular jeans, like club jeans. You got a Gucci shirt and a Burberry hat. And you got your Gucci shades on. And you're talking about you're going to the hospital? I'm like, all right, whatever. So he's like, yeah, dude, you got to grab your things and go. But the whole time, he was actually trying to bring a girl over.
Oh, I'm sure.
After going to the club. So he left, and it was so, like, humiliating as a man. Just me picking up my clothes. And picking up my blanket and my pillows and walking back to my car. And I put everything in my car, and I drove straight to Rose Bar. And as soon as I walk in Rose Bar, this guy is in the section with a 1942 bottle in his hand and a girl next to him, and he's like,
wow, yeah.
And I saw him, I looked at him, and I was like, and I flipped, and he was like, oh shit, he's like, yo, baby, this is Happy Feet. He's like the best photographer in the city. And he was trying to like,
play it off.
And he's like, yo, me and her about to go to her crib. He's like, you can take my keys and you can stay at my place. He's like, I'm helping him because he's going through a situation.
Oh, wow.
And I was so mad because I'm like, why?
You just kicked me out. Yeah.
Why are you trying to use me to sugar your way with this girl? Like, I'm helping him. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
And you just lied in my face telling me you're going to the hospital because your brother is this and that. It was just like, bro, a lot of bullshit I had to deal with when I was coming up in this industry. Like, a lot of people did not pay me. They would tell me, oh, I need you for this date. And I'd show up and I wouldn't get paid. Like, I would give them the photos, video, whatever it was that I got booked for. Never seen the money till this day.
Wow.
Like 3 years.
It's still on the way.
I don't know. Maybe the money was in their savings and it takes about 3 years.
Yeah, what happened was that their bank account is set up in a certain kind of way.
Happens, man. I don't know. But yeah, bro, like, it was a headache, dude.
Damn.
But honestly, man, I'm very blessed. Like, I'm super, super blessed because the way God opens the path when you just stay consistent, it's crazy. Like, you see a guy in the gym, he walks in the first day, he's like scrawny. 5 years later, he's like swole and ripped.
Yeah.
You can't walk up to him and be like, you're lucky, dude. Like, you look jacked. Like, dude, you should have seen the last 5 years. Like, all the work I put in. And so that same thing works for everything else.
Yeah. Dude, I love getting my accusations, the steroid accusations. They're great. They're like the biggest confidence boost. Like someone thinks they're like, you got to be on something, or, because I'm doing the bar and I'm out, outside the hanging bar, and people walk up.
Scam.
Yeah, it's a scam, but you can, the only reason why you can do it, well, first they're like, you can't do it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can. And then the only reason you can do it is because you're on steroids. And it's like, what? Like, what part of me, I don't even look unnatural. Like, I'm a normal looking athlete. Like,
how about a bar and do it? I got you. Give me 1 second.
Oh, what?
Let me just.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just put this steroid on. It's gonna get me.
It's ridiculous. It's just so funny that people try to make excuses for why they're not like that or they can't do something because you can, and it's like impossible. It's if you could do it, I can't do it because you did something to have that advantage, or you know, like
It's always
an
impossible
excuse. There's always an excuse.
it's always impossible until you do it. Then it's like, oh shit, like, oh, there must be some type of rigged system or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, honestly, I'll give you a prime example, dude. Like, I was blessed and fortunate to work my way from just being a regular photographer with zero experience to working with so many great artists. Because, you know, anybody can walk into a club, like, it's a public place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can show your ID. Maybe you can get the promoter to vouch you in with your camera. You can go in there, and you might catch like Michael Jackson from far away. Take a picture of him, post it, and be like, I just shot Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like fortunate enough when I started to go from that level
Yeah.
to actually working personally with a lot of artists, like face-to-face
Yeah.
interactions, doing videos for them when, you know, they would post my work on their page and
Yeah.
such.
How would that come about?
Honestly, dude, like I went from taking pictures and like doing videos in the club of artists that I did not know, never spoke with, never said a word to. They would just be in a section, and I would just be lucky to just catch a shot of them while working a gig, and I would post it and then maybe tag their people, and their people would see it. And then the next time they would come to DC, they would be like, "Yo, we liked your work from last time. Can we book you?" And it just, you know, that grew, you know, from like, you know, working with this artist to that artist. But, you know, the greatest, if you talk to any of my guys, like now, like I'm in this group, you know, group chats are supposed to be like sealed, you know, shh. But I'm in this group chat, and if you talk to any of my guys in it, they would tell you like Happy always makes it happen. Like anytime there's a festival or some major artists, we're not talking about no regular artists, no mid-level artist. We're talking about somebody that's like in a high status, like Beyonce status, Michael Jackson status, Chris Brown status. Anytime something like that is happening and we're talking about who's gonna get to do it, everyone's like, watch, Happy's gonna do it. Cause like through all these years, like people would just be chilling and they turn around and be like, yo, is that Happy Feet on stage? Like, is that Happy Feet on, you know? And so they always knew that somehow it works. I don't know. I don't do any black magic, but somehow 9 times out of 10, if there's a major artist and I want to work with them, I don't have any connections and it just works. You
What
know?
about voodoo?
Voodoo.
You do any like sort of witchcraft?
No, man. There's no witchcraft, man. It's just pure faith and a lot of work. You know, I'll give you a prime example, man. Last year, Chris Brown was doing the 11/11 tour, and everyone that knows me on a very close friend level, they know that growing up, Chris Brown was my favorite artist. Like, I don't care. You know, sometimes like when you're a big fan of a guy that does music or art, you know, everyone's like, oh, you dick riding, oh, you like you eating this guy's, like, you know, they just be talking a lot of smack, but I really don't care. Like growing up, I was a big Chris Brown fan, dude. I was in high school at the talent show with my baggy clothes. Let me see if you can run it. Like, you know, like that was me, you know? Doing the dance routines, like singing. When I was in high school, I was in choir. I did dance. I was in a dance crew, and I did theater.
Oh, sick.
Like all the guys were in the gym playing football, soccer. I was in theater acting. I was in choir class singing. I was in dance class dancing. Like that was my life when I was in high school. So like, and 90% of that came from like me being a big fan of Chris Brown. I think what it was, obviously like Chris Brown as an artist, he has a great like, you know, personality and charisma and character. But also like me growing up, I was always attracted to people that could do more. So I would look at all these artists and I'll be like, I don't want to take away from what they're doing. They're great. But this guy's doing like 10 other things.
Yeah.
Like this guy would drop a hit and then he would be on the movie. And then he would be like, yeah, I just drew this mural in my house. It's like a big painting at his house. You know, And then he just like now, and then you turn around, he's rapping. So the guy was doing everything, and I just
Which
thought that
one?
was
Chris Brown?
yeah,
He does murals?
yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
Bro, this like if you look up Chris Brown, he does a lot of stuff, bro. Like graffiti. He's very talented with like drawing. Like he knows how to draw. And we're not talking about like no high school like on the paper. We're talking about like murals, like art projects, like just crazy stuff, dude.
Like painting, or is it?
Yeah.
stencil
Like,
or-
you know, painting, different stuff, like,
Really?
you know, with the spray too. So like I was attracted to that as a person because I'm like, yo, I want to be someone that can do more.
multifaceted.
Yeah, like multi-talented. So I was just like, that was like I was pulled into that. So I was a big fan since I was young, since I was like in sixth grade, you know, when Chris Brown first came out. Like I was a huge fan, you know. Like 2005, you know, yeah. Tell me, have you ever seen it? It was about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like I was, you know, bumping it with my Walkman, you know, the old Walkman with the CD and the headphones. I tried to put the Walkman in my pocket and it wouldn't fit.
Nope.
I would clip the Walkman on my shorts and I'd be walking and I get
Yeah.
too excited, start dancing, the Walkman falls off. The headphones come off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was a huge fan of Chris Brown coming up. So last year, dude, the 11/11 tour kicked off, and I was frustrated so bad, dude. I was like, cause like a lot of times, the artists that you see me working with on my Instagram, their people would contact me and be like, "Hey, we're coming back. We need a videographer. We heard about you," and they would book me. Like I've had Sexy Red people hit me up, like Moneybag, like Glorilla, all these people. And so with Chris Brown, I did not know any of his people, so I was frustrated. I was like, dude, like I don't think I'm gonna do this. Like I don't have any plug. I don't have any connection. I don't know anybody. And he came to Baltimore, and I got my way into the concert somehow. No, actually, wait, let me go back. Was it? No. So my friend, one of my good friends, his name is Fifth. He's a major photographer. He was supposed to do some videography behind the scenes for a lady. Amazing lady. Super sweet, super nice. Very, 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 very helpful lady. She does a lot of great work for like a lot of major arenas and concerts. I don't know what's the word for it, but she does like crafts and arts.
Oh, okay.
And like she'll do like backdrops for like major artists, like 3D backdrops.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, she's really good. She made this sick Chris Brown backdrop with like his face on it, and like 3D little dolls of him.
Yeah.
It was dope. So she wanted someone to record that, and so I went and I did the recording. While I was doing the recording, I snuck my way. But this is how like people don't see this stuff, bro. People don't see the shit that happens behind the scenes. So the lady brought me to do the video of behind the scenes of her doing the backdrop and the interaction with the Chris Brown fans. I was only supposed to do that. And I had a pass that said I was only authorized for that only. I was not authorized to go in the concert. I was only supposed to be like in the lobby, when you walk away from the concert. I was like, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. So I snuck my way into the concert. And I remember one of the security staff said something. So I went on the Ticketmaster and I ended up buying a floor seat for it was like a last minute. Like the concert started.
Yeah.
That was like a couple of seats left, like maybe like 2 or 3 seats because Chris Brown concerts were sold out.
Yeah.
That was maybe like 2 or 3 seats left because he did like 3 shows in the DMV. So a lot of people were not rushing to go to the first show. So I bought a seat for like $200. I'm like in the floor. and I stuck my camera under my my elbow, and I just walked to the seat.
Even through the metal detector?
No, because mind you, I had already went through the metal
Oh, okay.
detectors. I was already inside.
Mm.
I just was not inside the arena, like
Okay.
where the performance is happening. I was like where they sell the popcorn and the
Oh, okay.
and the drinks and stuff. So I go in there and I go to my seat and I'm having a great time in my life, man. I just like it was like when I tell you, bro, like I don't want to sound like a dick rider, but like I've been to a lot of major concerts. I've been to a Burna Boy concert, Rema, the Vito, Irish Star. I've been to Future concert, Lil
Yeah.
Baby, Lotto. Just if I can just say these names, it's a long. We wouldn't
Yeah.
even be done.
Yeah.
And I go in there and I'm like, this is cool. Like when the Chris Brown concert kicked off, bro, it was like a spiritual,
Awakening.
like, bro, it was amazing, bro. I was in there just like in shock. Like it was just amazing. Like you have to experience it, bro. So it was amazing. I had a good time. And like while I'm enjoying the concert, I'm taking these pictures. And so I went back home. I edited some of the pictures, and mind you, I was like in the middle. So Chris Brown was pretty far from me, but I still got some decent shots. Took those pictures, edited the pictures, posted them, and I just started tagging everyone that I know that could be part of his team or his entourage. Lucky for me, Chris Brown's best friend had DM'd me and said, hey, I'm coming to the area, I need a photographer for the entourage and such. And I was psyched. I was like, yes. So I go to the next concert. I meet the guy, great dude. The funny thing about like my experience with working with these artists, and it irks me to say this, bro. I could go like right now and meet Chris Brown, and let's say hypothetically Chris Brown is sitting right there.
Yeah.
It'd be the most chill interaction ever. Like, no bragging, no showing off, just
You're
Just-
not like dancing in the middle of a conversation.
he's just like a chill dude, like very humble. And that is like across 90% of the people that I've worked with.
Mm.
And then I come back to DC after I do my shows, whether it's here, New York, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, whatever. And then I run into a small time promoter. It could be any promoter.
Mhm.
And I'm getting the most attitude.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, like it, bro. It just irks my nerves, bro. I just can't. But
It's my kitty. She's finally
it's
coming out here.
it's the cat.
Yeah. She's finally. Katniss!
I don't even know how to call cats, dude. Like
Yeah, that's how you do it.
it reminds me of the movie. What is it? Stuart Little. Have you seen the
Oh,
movie?
yeah. Stuart Little. I remember. That was one of my favorite books growing up. Yeah, this is Happy Feet. She's coming to say.
I love pets, dude. Like I've been wanting to get a dog, and the VA was telling me that I could get a dog through my disability, like a service dog through like a third party company that they work with. The only problem is there's a lot of vets that are waiting to get one, so the wait is like up to like 2 years, and I'm like, can I wait till 2 years?
You could just get one at the Humane Society. That's where I got her.
Yeah, I've been debating if I should get like just a regular pet at a shelter or
Yeah, why
or
not?
wait for a service dog.
You
So
can always turn your animal into a service dog.
no, I know that, but apparently there's a big difference between doing that and receiving an actual service animal through like a VA program
Oh.
because these dogs are highly trained to, how do I say it? They're very highly trained to attend to disabled veterans. Like you have vets that have seen combat, they have high levels of PTSD, depression, and these dogs are like highly trained to attend to these guys, you know.
Do you,
So-
do you have PTSD?
So the VA did give me 80% a loan just for PTSD, which means that it's bad. Like a lot of people get 50, 60. I was given 80.
80,000?
No, 80%.
80% of what?
So when you become a disabled vet, you get a percentage. So some people may get a 10%, like for tendonitis. Some folks might be like, oh, I got a bad back, shoulders, they get 50%. If you have like bad depression, anxiety, PTSD, you get 80%. Or if it's like completely, let's say if your PTSD is like very, very bad, you can get up to 100%.
What is that? How much is, so they give you a loan you have to pay back?
No. You know, it's not a loan. It's basically money you get for like a very long period of time. So some
monthly?
Yeah, some vets will get disability temporarily, some get it permanently. Like I know for me, I think it's permanent because it's mental health.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 80% just for PTSD alone.
Okay.
The funny part is I have medical documents that prove that I have damaged my back, rotator cuffs, shoulders, wrist, hips through the military, but they won't accept those claims for some reason. The only one they accepted was the PTSD one.
Interesting. Yeah, because I know this is not the same, but I had PTSD from my car accident.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't realize what PTSD, like I thought it was more of like it just happened, so why ponder on it? You can move on.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Your body will literally react to anything that is in a similar situation. Like for instance, literally yesterday, I was like sleeping for only 2 hours. I slept at like 5 a.m, and then I woke up at 7 a.m, and within that 2 hours of time, the way I woke up is I literally thought a car was, actually no, it was a train this time coming right at me, and I just like throw myself off the bed to try to avoid the train. And I just realized, I was like, none of that really happened.
No.
And it just was all in my head.
Yeah, no, it's
But I felt like
trauma,
it was real.
Dude, the trauma is very bad. For me, I try my best to not. So the VA is like, oh, you can come back and receive some extensive mental health. But I'm trying to get into, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I'm trying to find a career very, very soon, like in the federal government that involves like, criminal stuff. So I didn't want to go to the VA and say anything else that could be like worse because I can get disqualified for having serious PTSD.
Okay.
For trying to get these jobs. But bro, when I tell you like my PTSD is so bad, like during the day I'm fine. I go to the supermarket, I go to the gym. I'm a very happy guy. You'll see me in the club taking pictures, dancing, ha ha ha. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You this that. I do have my episodes. Like I'll be in the parking lot, I'm watching my shoulders. I can't go anywhere without watching my, in the back of my shoulders. That's like normal. Any person that's like a vet, prior law enforcement for a long time, somebody who grew up in a war zone, it's like a normal thing. We're always watching behind our backs. We're always looking at the exits, scanning the room. That's like normal stuff. But during the night, dude, like I can't sleep. Like the other day, I was awake for 38 hours.
38 hours? 2
I
days and a half?
I could not go to sleep for crying out loud. And mind you, the day before, I worked throughout the day and I went to the gym for like 3.5 hours.
On the Stairmaster?
Well, portion of it was on the Stairmaster, but I was doing my back with one of my buddies.
Just reenacting the Reaper.
The Reaper. But yeah, dude, I worked out and I got home and I could not sleep like all night and then all day the next day till like 7 p.m. It was ridiculous.
Was it caffeine related?
No, I don't. That's the thing. I don't. So here's one thing that I want people to know. I don't take pre-workout. I don't drink energy drinks. I might drink like an organic one once in a while. I don't do coffee. I can't even do coffee, dude. If I drink coffee right now, bro, like my stomach will go to shit.
Oh yeah, and you're just going to the bathroom.
My stomach goes crazy. So I drink water, like natural stuff like sea moss, like holistic things like maca root, you know, ashwagandha, like reishi mushroom, lion's mane, spirulina, along with sea moss, fruits, juicing, but like no coffee, no energy drinks, no caffeine, no pre-workout.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
So like, dude, but when I tell you like at night, I'll close my eyes. Like I'll try to close my eyes. Like I'll lay down, I'll close my eyes, and then I'll start having like flashbacks, and then I'll wake up. And like this might sound too graphic for a lot of people, or might sound like someone who's not a vet or someone who hasn't had severe trauma might look at this and be like, "Oh my God, that sounds like something serious. He needs to go get checked." But like a lot of vets can relate to this, whether you've been a combat vet or not a combat vet, it doesn't matter. Like this is not me trying to sound dramatic or anything, dude, but like on a reality, like I don't say this to a lot of people, you know, only like 2 people know this, but like I'll be asleep and I'll be like this. I'll sleep and like I'll be like my gun is on my chest and I'm like sleeping like this and I'll hear something in the house and I'll wake up right away. And it could, and like the house that I live in is not my house.
You sleep with a gun, or you pretend to have a gun?
No, I actually have a gun
Oh,
in the house.
you actually sleep with the gun in your hand?
Like either I sleep with it on my hand, or a lot of times I'll have it by my side, like ready.
Yeah.
Like I cannot go to sleep without it. And like it's not my house, but I live in a
Is
2
it
point.
the promoter?
No, dude, it's not the promoter. No, it's this nice Asian dude. He lives in this huge, like $2.1 million house. It's a huge house, and I live in one of the levels. So the house is ridiculously humongous.
Yeah.
Like my room is like twice the size of this area
That's
right here.
insane.
So like the place is huge, and I'll be asleep, and like I'll have my gun either on this side or this side, and I'll hear a noise, and I'll just get up, and I'll grab my gun, and it's already loaded. Like my gun, anytime I leave the house for safety reasons, I'll drop the clip, empty my gun,
Yeah.
put it in a safe. But when I come back to the house, you know, like, but when I do come back to the house, I'll go straight to my safe. The first thing I do, go to the safe, get my gun, put the magazine, load it, and just put it next to my bed and just do whatever I gotta do. Like go to the kitchen, make some food.
Just in case for like an Asian invasion or something.
Dude, you never know, bro. Like my mind be just rumbling like what's gonna happen. I really don't know. But yeah, dude, like I'll be asleep and I'll hear a noise. And mind you, this is a freaking huge house. So the level that I live on is only me. And he lives like upstairs, you know. And I'll wake up and I'll hear a noise like somebody like at 3 a.m. or something. And I already have nightmares alone. Like I have a lot of nightmares. I get startled a lot. Like I'll be asleep and like anytime I've dated a girl, she'll like sleep next to me and be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Yeah. I'll be sleeping. I'll be like,
yeah.
I wake up like, like, and it's embarrassing, but it's like, bro, like we're messed up as men. Dude.
We are. I don't know what it is, but
But
I've had something very similar.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, like literally I would be asleep. And it's like somebody who's not a vet or combat anything, they would look at it and laugh, like, ha, like that looks so funny. But like in the heat of moment, I'm serious, dude. Like I wake up, hear a noise, and I'll like, you know, I'll freaking like grab my gun.
Yeah.
I'll get
Where
up
are they?
and I'll open the door, and like usually I turn all the lights off like at that level because I don't want to like waste the lights. So I'll literally just turn my flash on, right? I'll turn my flash, and I'll just like scope like the entire scene. And I'm like, I heard a noise, and I'll go to the laundry room, and the laundry room is huge. And I'll go in the laundry room and I'll start like scoping the scene, like looking through like the corners, like looking through the inside.
Yeah.
And then I'll like back off and I'll go to the kitchen. I'll check like this room, because there's like 6 rooms in the level where I'm at. So all of them are empty, but I'm checking them because I'm like, what if somebody comes in here, like, you know? So I'm checking each room, like, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll just like go back to my room and just like, you know, just put the gun down and just like lay down and just try to go to sleep. And then I have nightmares again. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like I'll wake up all sweaty, like, oh my God, like my heart's all pounding. Like sometimes I have like anxiety attack in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's bad,
Yeah,
bro.
it
Like
can be wild.
I struggle to sleep. And like I struggle to sleep, and a lot of people would tell me like it's easy for them to say, "Oh, you should go get medication," but I don't want to get on medication. You
Yeah,
know,
you don't. You
I don't want to do that. I just want to naturally. So like, the thing that people don't understand is when they see me on the stairmaster or a treadmill, or I'm doing some heavy, intense workout that most people would not be excited to do.
Mm.
The reason why I do them is because when I do things that are hard,
Mm.
that's my way of like, that's like my therapy.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah, I know what
but
you
that's
mean.
like my therapy. You know how like a guy gets his heart broken and goes to the gym and starts
Yeah.
lifting weight? For me, it's like my trauma is so bad.
It's your outlet.
I like to go to the gym, and I like to just put my headphones on and like literally, dude, I don't even listen to music.
Mm.
I never listen to music, bro. This is, I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Let me see.
You just listen to your mom complaining. Like,
No, nah, dude. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna show you my playlist for when I work out. This is my playlist.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Energy. Let it out.
just motivational quotes.
Hey, 9, 10, a machine here. There you go. Nobody works like David in this house. 13, come on. 14, come on.
I'll listen to
15,
that.
shut that
Yeah.
muscle down.
I got because of like what I listen to, man. Like I said, back to me being bullied in middle school, junior high, high school, all of it. Being not having no friends, maybe like one friend. I'm pretty sure I had like one or two good people, but when you're growing up and you have a lot of people that don't like you, when you have 2 or 3 people that like you,
Mm.
you kind of don't pay attention to that
Mm.
because there's so much negativity going around you.
Right.
You know, the bullying, the hazing, you know, the negativity, the racism, you know. So that was like one of the main reasons why I did join the Marine Corps.
Mm.
You know, because I woke up one day and I was like, dude, you are soft.
Mm.
You need to go somewhere where they can break you and build you back up into this man you're supposed to be. That was my idea. Like a lot of people join the Marines or Army or Navy for, you know, patriotic reasons.
Mm.
I am very thankful. I love this country, you know. It saved me in many ways, regardless of the politics or whatever. But the main reason why I joined the military is because I needed a purpose, but also it was like I was kind of like struggling in life, like mentally, emotionally.
Mhm.
I was just very down, and I stumbled across this guy. Named David Goggins on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I was like, just listening to his story about how he was bullied, racism. I'm like, yo, that's me.
Mr. Gog. That's what I call him.
Yeah, had all these obstacles, all these like, you know, tribulations, trials, downfalls, failures, hardship. I was like, yo, like I was able to relate to mostly all of it.
Mm.
And he was like talking about how he was like, yeah, when I was young, I was a bitch.
Oh
I was
yeah.
soft. And that's why I went to go join the Navy SEALs, because I wanted to put myself through the hardest thing out there to see what I'm made of.
Mm.
And so that's the reason like I joined the Marines, man, because I was soft. I was a bitch. And I was like, I needed and able to find out if I am what I am. I needed to put myself through the grinder.
Mm. That makes
you know?
sense.
Just like
Yeah.
a diamond, you know? A diamond, before it's a diamond, it's just a rock.
Yeah, it's a piece of coal.
You put it through the fire. You put that thing through the fire, and it goes through the grinder, and then it becomes shiny. So for me to be what I am, I needed to be put through the fire first.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I think every man's journey is a little bit different when it comes to like finding themselves, finding their purpose, finding their kind of like their backbone and what gives them that fire. And yeah, the military is definitely one route to go about it. I personally did martial arts for for 14 years, and that kind of was like my boot camp. Yeah, so that was, holding stances. Even holding the stances for 2 minutes, just like 2 minutes was very hard. We would have to be doing 2-minute stances, and that was tough. Then we had 5 minutes and 7 minutes, 15 minutes, 18-minute stances.
Damn.
Holding just a squat, pretty much. We call it a horse stance.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Dude, just holding it for 15 minutes is insane. 5 minutes is insane.
Dude, with no experience, holding that position for like 1 minute sucks already.
Lactic acid is going to your like your knees. Everything is.
You're about to shit yourself.
Dude, it is probably one of the hardest things you can do, just holding a stance for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But while we were doing that, we'd also be doing like sparring, and it's just, you learn so much through putting yourself through that.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to look into a place in Alexandria so I can do Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, man, 'cause I feel like as a man, you always have to keep yourself sharp with a lot of different, different things,
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody wants to drink and party.
Mm.
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on being a man. So you always have to keep yourself sharp.
Yeah.
You know?
You do. We're starting it out. Come on, let's do the outro. We got 12%. So if you sit over there, we can.
Oh shit, we at
12%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm editing all this out, so it's not even gonna.
Oh nah, leave it in, man.
Yeah.
This the raw
The bloopers. It's the bloopers.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
bloopers.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, all the cameras are dead at this point. We barely have any space. We want to do a quick outro, give people a place to find you where they can hire you or see, just see how you're doing. Your progress.
I'm on Instagram, _ it's Happy Feet with a Z. So ITZ Happy Feet together. That's my Instagram. I don't have a website. It's been like a whole career that I've been doing this. I was like, get a website. I don't have a website.
Maybe you don't even need one.
You just find me on Instagram, _ it's Happy Feet. Stay updated.
Anything you're happy, excited to shoot coming up?
Honestly, it's always like the unknown, Every single artist that I've shot was an unknown. Sometimes it was within 24-hour notice.
Oh, yeah.
2-day notice, 3-day notice. The Chris Brown show that I shot was within the same day.
Yeah.
I got the call like in the afternoon. It's like, hey, show up right now. We're about to do this. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of times, like these shows that I do, bookings that I do that are major, it could be either like 1-day notice. Sometimes it's 2-hour notice. Sometimes I be in my bed like laying down, about to knock out. My phone be ringing. Hey man, we got Future in the club, man.
Yeah.
Roll up right now. Bring your camera.
Yeah.
Bro, I get up like I'm in the military. Like we just got invaded. I get up, jump out of my bed.
Yeah, with your gun.
No, I'm not taking
Okay.
not taking the gun to the club.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
definitely not,
That's
man.
good. That's good. I'm glad you're not. But yeah, man, it sounds like you got a lot on the way. And dude, I'm just thankful that you're able to take some time out of your day with us.
Nah,
and
dude,
be able to
absolutely,
share.
absolutely, man. Doing last minute stuff or doing unplanned things are always the best, man. Like I hit you up, I was like, podcast. You're like, shove this Thursday.
Yeah, literally like within 2 days.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Those are the best things to do. So
So
I appreciate it, man.
Happy Feet. Very
guy.
nice having you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Look at this guy, his guns. Look at
A little something.
I got nothing.
You got a little.
I got my legs.
Honestly, with those 80-pound freaking weights, that's next level, dude. I had a weighted vest for an entire 12 hours. It was like 20-something pound weighted vest, 23, I think. It's actually right over there. And dude, my knees were killing me. Like just having all that weight on my knees the entire day. I don't know how you do it. 80 pounds on stairs. Dude, Stairmaster is my least favorite.
And it's so funny because like the first video that I did, somebody was like, yo, get that pillow and the blanket out your backpack. And so now whenever I do those videos, I make sure that I catch a video of like me in the end, like coming off the Stairmaster, and I just like open my backpack and just pull up like 25 pound, 25 pound, 35 pound. like,
yeah.
like
1 pound fish, 2 pound fish.
yeah, man. It's just
You're insane, man.
it's only mental, man.
I'm glad you're on our side.
Hey, the main reason why I do it, man, is just honestly, bro. It's my therapy. You know, it's either go take meds, or just go put my headphones on, listen to Goggins,
Hey.
and just. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, man. When you get on that Stairmaster, when you're on that treadmill, it's you versus you. That's it. Nothing else matters, man.
Dude, it's me versus my knees when I'm up there.
Oh.
And I'll sprint on the Stairmaster. 5-minute sprint is insane.
Oh yeah, I would say that would be insane too.
Yeah.
If I would do that, I would feel it definitely. Yeah, my thing is the endurance. I could definitely stay on the Stairmaster for a while. My goal right now, so currently right now, I'm slowly getting back. I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm trying to slowly get back in there. My goal is to get fit enough so I can do the high rocks. And then one day, I pray to the gods. Well, I should say pray to God.
Yeah.
One day I pray to God that I'm able to do the Ironman challenge.
Ooh, that would be sick. You
Yeah.
got that, man. I mean, you're actually being lighter, between the weight of 130 to 160 is ideal weight for agility and strength.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is that a lot of people don't know as well, which they'll know when you post this video. So when I was in the military, I hurt my ankle really, really bad. It got hurt so bad to the point where I just put it off, because in training we get this mentality of like, oh, you got cut, throw some dirt on it and rub it.
Oh yeah.
That's the mentality, you know. Just like if you watch like, you know, like war movies, you'll see like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Lone Survivor. It's a movie about 4 Navy SEALs that went on an operation. And they got caught up in the mountains and they had to go against like 100 insurgents. And during that movie, it's based on real life story. Like these guys get shot, and you know the guy next to you is like grabbing a bunch of dirt and he's like stuffing it in your wound.
Yeah.
And that was the idea that we were supposed to go on when we were in the military. So whenever we got hurt, it was like, suck it up. Like I rolled my ankle, I tied my boots up extra tight for that stability, go in my pocket, grab 2 Motrins, chew on the Motrins, and keep going.
I thought you were going to say M&M's.
Nah, dude, like I was
Yeah.
literally a crackhead when I was in boot camp. I just grab Motrins.
Yeah.
I would lie to the medical doctors. I would tell them, oh, I have a migraine or I have a headache.
Yeah.
And they would give me like a little bottle of like Motrin or like ibuprofen,
Yeah.
because I did not want to tell them that my leg was injured or my shoulder was
Oh,
injured,
wow.
because I didn't want to get dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, ain't no way I was going to be in boot camp for like 12 months, dude. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, dude. So that was pretty much like the idea, like when I was in there. So like,
You're insane, man. You're freaking,
Yeah.
you're a beast, you know.
so when I got out, people don't even know this, but like when I got out, I got checked in the doctors and they took an MRI and I don't have cartilage. Like I have like barely any left. Like it's all gone. So I have what's called osteoarthritis in my ankle. So like this ankle, I can go like this, but this ankle, I cannot. I can only do this.
Wow.
Yeah. So whenever I do any heavy activity, my ankle swells up due to the inflammation, and I kind of just have to live with it.
So you're on the Stairmaster for an hour with 80 pounds on your back with bad ankles?
So that doesn't necessarily hurt. Now, if I was like on concrete running,
Yeah.
I'm putting like extensive impact on it. Like, but on the Stairmaster, I'm like just taking step by step.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't hurt as much. Mind you, throughout the whole time that I was in the Marines, before the Marines, I built what's called like a lot of muscle memory around the ankle, so it can do certain things. It's just when I put a lot of pressure on it, the next day, like if I go to the let's say I go to the gym and I run like 5 miles, and then I go to the club afterwards and I'm like dancing hardcore. I'm doing a lot of footwork on that floor with all that impact. Like the next day, dude, I'm cooked. Like I wake up, I'm like limping and shit. I can barely put any pressure on it. I have to like elevate it up on a pillow and put ice on it. And that stuff, like nobody knows. Like none of my followers on my Instagram, none of my friends, like nobody knows that.
Oh yeah, the recovery, the unseen hero.
Like nobody knows that side of me. So the biggest challenge for me is like when I spoke to my doctors, I was like, yo, so can I work out? They were like, yeah, you can. They're like, there's a lot of people that live with osteoarthritis. The only thing is that you have to mentally accept in your mind that any intensive activity you do is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like if you run a marathon, it's gonna fucking hurt like hell. But osteoarthritis is not like a sprained ankle or a broken leg. You're not gonna break your leg if you run with osteoarthritis. You're just going to cause the inflammation to be more worse than it is. And it's gonna last for like 24 hours, but then it's gonna go down and you can go back to being normal.
Dang.
So if I choose to like not work out for the next like year, my ankle would not flare up not once. I would wait like when I left the military and I did not work out or did any activities, like my ankle was fine. But then when I start working out and then dancing and go to the club and walk on it, I would feel the inflammation. Especially like recently I went and I did a 5K, and again, it goes back to me wanting to be different. Everybody was doing the 5K with running shoes, shorts, and a shirt.
You did it with Timberlands?
I fucking pulled up with my military boots and my backpack with like 45 pounds, and I was like, I'm gonna ruck this.
Wow.
I showed up and everybody was like, you rucking it?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, dude. And they were like,
you made it?
yeah, I made it. But the next fucking day, dude, my ankle was swollen. Like I could not walk on it.
Do you know what time you were able to hit the 5K?
I have no fucking clue, man. The entire time, the 5K wasn't like a very big 5K. It was supposed to be like a fundraiser. It was a very small one. It was like 40, 50 runners. It wasn't like major. It wasn't like 100 or 200.
Were they waiting to like turn off the lights while you're still trying to finish the race?
Nah, dude, I actually made it before some people did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but yeah, dude, like, when I did that 5K, man, I was...
With the 40 pounds? How many pounds?
45.
Insane, dude. Yeah. We got to work out sometime. Well, I like to use that as motivation.
Yeah, definitely. We got to do some content in the gym, you know? So,
yeah, it'd be sick. I like to see some of your workout regimens.
Yeah, I just like to do anything that can, I like to do stuff that, like, anytime I do any workout, I like to do shit that can test my mental limit.
Okay. Yeah, well then...
So, like, an Ironman challenge, that would be something that would be very testing.
Honestly, they have some during the summer. We can look into it.
Definitely got to train.
I always wanted to do that too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're just going to call it there, but I appreciate you guys watching, and thank you guys. Go check us out on Instagram, Rivas Ordway, the Producer Pod, all the little clips and stuff like that.
It's 108. We're going to the club. We
all
outside.
Right. Yes, sir.
We outside.
We do. There you go. All right. I'll catch you guys later.